Warnings are in place as both Etna and Stromboli volcanoes have become dangerously active. Travelers using Catania Airport, one of the main international gateways to Sicily, faced severe delays today thanks to Mount Etna's latest eruption. The active volcano, Europe's highest, has seen significantly increased activity over the past week. Meanwhile, Stromboli, on the nearby Aeolian island, is also erupting and spewing lava into the sea. Today we dive into the fiery realms of two of Europe's most active and spectacular volcanoes, Mount Etna and Stromboli. Let's explore the science, the impact, and the awe-inspiring power of these geological giants. The Istituto Nazionale di Geofisica e Vulcanologia in Catania reported that ash emanating from Mount Etna has reached a staggering 4.35 kilometers into the air. As a result, much of the airspace near the volcano was forced to close to passenger aircraft. Normal service has now resumed at the airport. With Sicily's summer season in full swing, what should travelers expect when Mount Etna is erupting? What kind of disruption has Mount Etna's eruption caused to air traffic? At least 90 outbound and inbound flights were canceled at Catania Airport, disrupting around 15,000 passengers. Is Mount Etna likely to continue erupting? Italy's Civil Protection Department has warned that this is not a one-off event. Italy, together with Iceland, has the greatest concentration of active volcanoes in Europe and is one of the first in the world for the number of inhabitants exposed to volcanic risk. Active or potentially active volcanoes are situated in southern Italy with varying degrees of hazard. The department also advised locals and tourists alike to follow the Civil Protection Authority's instructions transmitted by radio, TV, in the daily press, on the internet, and by the various toll-free numbers that will be set up. As Mount Etna erupts so frequently, tourists' activities are rarely disrupted. The volcano has more than 200 craters, so even when one of them is erupting, there are many other areas where visitors can safely hike. Meanwhile, the situation at Stromboli is equally dramatic. There have been reports of lava spilling into the sea and generating a 2-kilometer-high plume of smoke. In a press release, Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology reported effusive activity from a vent 700 meters above sea level. The INGV added that the seismic signal has remained at a very high level, and authorities have warned the situation could deteriorate. Civil Protection Minister Nello Musumeci said Stromboli was under surveillance and confirmed that evacuation plans were in place in case of emergency, and that the fire brigade had preemptively doubled the number of firefighters on the island. Videos and images of Stromboli showed a dramatic giant ash cloud rising out of the sea. On the neighboring island of Lipari, the mayor has put in place precautionary measures to protect the small community's inhabitants. Stromboli is a diminutive island, just 12 square kilometers in area and 924 meters high. It's made up of the top of a volcano, which is largely underwater, but is one of the most active on the planet. Despite the fact that it has been erupting almost continuously for the past 90 years, it's a tourist hotspot. The INGV says it is one of very few volcanoes in the world with almost continuous activity. Stromboli last erupted in 2022 with no casualties. Mount Etna, the volcano on the Italian island of Sicily, has been in the news more than ever this year. It erupted just yesterday, the 50th eruption this year, sending rocks and lava spewing into the air and providing a spectacular light show for the thousands of residents who live in the many surrounding villages. This might all sound like a dangerous setting for a Sunday hike, but I'm here to reassure you that hiking here is very safe as long as you plan ahead. Experiencing the energy that emanates from the mother of Sicily isn't to be missed. Sicily, Italy. Molten lava forcefully erupted from the Voragine volcanic crater on the majestic Mount Etna along the east coast of Sicily, Italy on Thursday. After 3 weeks of steadily intensifying volcanic activity, a violent Strombolian eruption sent a volcanic plume cloud over 3 miles into the sky in a dramatic display. Mount Etna, a highly active volcano worldwide, sits atop the convergent plate margin where the African plate meets the Eurasian plate. This towering peak stands as one of Europe's tallest active volcanoes and the highest point in Italy south of the Alps, currently exceeding 11,000 feet in height. Mount Etna is also believed to have the longest documented history of eruptions among all volcanoes, with records dating back to as early as 425 BC. A lava fountain surged out of Mount Etna in Sicily on Thursday, sending a glowing burst of orange out of a crater and down its flank. Dark ash from the eruption fell on towns at the foot of the volcano, and residents were seen in video footage sweeping a thick layer of dust off streets and sidewalks. Earlier this week, activity also intensified at Stromboli, a volcano nearby in the Aeolian Islands, with huge clouds of ash and debris falling into the sea. Salvatore Coscina, head of Sicily's Civil Protection Department, said that the authorities were evaluating the possibility that large amounts of lava falling into the sea from the Stromboli volcano could cause a tsunami. He said that boats for day trippers had been halted and that the Italian Navy was ready to carry out evacuations if necessary. So far, there have been no reports of any injuries. Stromboli and Mount Etna are active and regularly erupt, but they are experiencing a particularly high level of activity, said Claudio Perri, an inspector with Sicily's firefighters. The runway at the Catania airport became unusable on Friday because of the volcanic ash. The airport posted on social media, adding that arrivals and departures were suspended until at least the afternoon. Explosive eruption observed at Mount Stromboli volcano, Sicily region. Officials with the Italian Institute for Geosciences and Volcanology have observed further volcanic activity at Mount Stromboli volcano in the Aeolian Islands, Sicily region, July 11th. An explosive eruption occurred at the volcano between around 1407 to 1410 July 11th, producing an ash cloud rising to around 1,800 meters and pyroclastic flows reaching the sea. Ash is being dispersed in a southerly direction. Increased seismic activity was also observed at the time of the eruption. Authorities have advised tourists and residents on the island to move away from beaches, and masks are being distributed to protect people from the ash. The Volcano Observatory notice for aviation level was raised to the highest red level due to the eruption. A gradual increase in activity has been reported at the volcano since late July 3rd, and new lava flows and pyroclastic flows were observed July 4th and reached the sea. The increased volcanic activity has prompted civil protection authorities to raise the alert level for the volcano to the highest red level July 4th. Authorities have not issued any evacuation orders as of July 11th. However, plans have been readied to evacuate the island's around 500 inhabitants in case of further explosive activity. Further lava and pyroclastic flows, low-level seismic activity, ash clouds, and landslides are likely in the surrounding area over the coming hours and days. Transport disruptions in the surrounding area are possible, especially if further significant eruptive events occur. Road conditions could quickly deteriorate during periods of significant ash fall, and visibility could be reduced. Officials might close roads near the volcano, depending on the presence of hazardous volcanic material. Fine particulate matter ejected from the volcano could pose a hazard to flights in the surrounding airspace, and continued flight disruptions could occur at short notice. Flight disruptions have been reported at Catania Fontanarossa Airport in Catania in recent days due to ongoing volcanic activity at Mount Etna volcano, and eruptive activity at Stromboli could exacerbate the situation. As always, nature's power is both awe-inspiring and unpredictable. Whether you're a local resident or an adventurous traveler, staying informed and prepared is crucial. Thanks for joining us on this volcanic journey. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash subscribe for more jaw-dropping space updates, and join us as we embark on a cosmic journey like never before.